We are on day 2, as Ava just said, day 2 of the Girls and Daddy tour. We took the horses over to the Meadows yesterday, and we'll talk about how that went today in just a minute. I did want to talk about a couple little points. You guys may notice that Lonely Lakewood was scratched today. Eric said he was a little sick the other night and had to give him some Banamine. The Banamine was too close for withdrawal time, but obviously was necessary, so we scratched him. He will be coming back to Ohio and then Pennsylvania, or just Ohio, one or the other, the Meadows or Northfield Daddy, thank you, in the very near future. He just started to race good for Eric too, but as I said to Eric, still going on the track at long odds, and that's not conducive to us doing very well. We have 5 horses heading to Eric right now. They left this afternoon. We'll talk about what 5 those are in just a second. Also, so Lonely Lakewood will be coming back this way. Also, raced Yo Mister last night. I was very disappointed that he ended up in that class to begin with. A number of people emailing me saying, okay, is he going somewhere now? I'm going to allow Harry to enter him this week and see where he ends up. But if he ends up in those upper classes where he doesn't fit, doesn't belong right now, then yes, he'll be heading out right away. Either going to Scioto, or we still have Marcia is lobbying really hard for the Lems crew, and I like them too. I like Bob and Nick Lems. I'd love to send these horses, some horse at Lonely Lakewood, maybe a horse that heads their way. I think Lonely Lakewood is going to be a useful horse. We just need to get him on track. It's not going to fit in the state program. Fine, I don't care about that. What's best for us, what's best for Lonely Lakewood, we'll come to that conclusion over the next few days and execute that plan accordingly. Now, today, we woke up today, the girls and I, we went over to the Meadows. It was chilly. So Celsius-wise, it was about 15 or 14, kind of cold, a little bit of a cold wind. If you watch the qualifiers, you saw a lot of Hunter had his summer suit on and a coat over top. I had my long sleeve suit on and a turtleneck. It wasn't a balmy morning. Now, it did warm up as the day went on, but to start the day off, it was kind of chilly, which only meant, what's wrong? What are you showing me? It's okay, honey. You're all right. Which only meant the mile from Memento Mori this morning was incredible. You know, a number of people called and we talked about the horses and what I thought about them and how they went. I get a call from Scott Zeron, and said that he was really impressed with, 1, the lines, 2, the way that I handled them, which is shocking. Which is a little bit shocking, but yeah, he said, I was surprised you sat in as long as you did. And I said, well, you know, half in what, with Memento Mori, half in 103 and 3, I'm at the half in 104 and 4. And I didn't really care. I told him I just wanted a strong mile. They don't have to go fast, but I wanted a strong showing, a strong outing from all of the horses today. I expected that. And they certainly stepped up to the plate. You know, I was joking with Randy, one of our other partners, and said, you know, he said there's nothing wrong with winning qualifiers. And people are going to giggle and laugh, say, "Oh, you're the king of the qualifiers." Yeah, well, nobody goes on the track saying, "You know what I want? I want to be 6th. I just want to be 6th. I don't care." I do want to see the horses do well. I want to see them try hard, and I want to see them want to win. And they should be rewarded with that if that's the case. You know, in retrospect, with Memento Mori, this is exactly where I wanted to be with him. He can get a little warm. We wear a hood and a snake cord on this horse, but for him to get away 5th and go half in 104 and 4, and then trot the last half in 55 and 4, that's a pretty incredible mile. That is one heck of a mile from that horse today. I just thought that he looked super impressive, as I'm sure you did. And all that with a hood and a snake cord on, as I said. He's ready to go, obviously, and he is off to Kentucky. Now, I'll stop this for 1 second. No, I'll tell you after where I went, because I want to go through the rest of them. Country dancing was great. I didn't want to be stuck on the front end, but, you know, if I don't go to the front, we're at the quarter in 33 seconds. 33. As we were, I walked them over there 32 and 3, and then I let them have a half and 4, and I let her dance. Last half, 56 and 3. Last quarter, 28 and 2. Really good. A little bumpy in the corner still, but remember why she was over there. She was making breaks in the turns at Northfield. A little bumpy in the corners. I'm going to ask Dr. Brown if he could have a look at a couple of horses. We're set to send Rosetta out to New Jersey. Yes, she's going to go to the Meadowlands. So we're set to send her out before she leaves. I want to have Dr. Brown look at her, look at country dancing. see how they are. And that's what our plan is with those horses. I was happy with her power. Man, she is so big now. She's probably put 120 pounds on since she left Northfield. And grew up and grew out. She's going to be a gigantic 3-year-old also. So very, very happy with what I saw from Country Dancing. So all smiles as I head into the 4th. What's Green Glitter going to do? I warmed her up, a little pacey. I put an extra set of bell boots on her. Remember, we took the flip-flops off this filly. And, I remember last week, Jason said, no, she doesn't wear a snake cord, which I know for sure she did. She may not have worn one for the last little while, but she absolutely wore a snake cord at some point. She needed it today. She was a little grabby. Again, half in 105 in front of her. I let it play out because she's already qualified. I know what I'm sitting on. She behaves. She's going to go a mile and 2-3 in a piece. That's exactly what she did. 2-3 and 3, 28-1 on the end of it. Storming past the leader, coming out of the turn, and keep going right to the wire. The other horse that was coming, Brink Street. What's that? That's a Long Tom filly, I guess. 27-4 on the end of it. Ron Burke's horse. That horse was really good today also. I was super impressed with Green Glitter. So again, now we started 3 horses in the qualifiers. All 3 are winners, and all 3 looked very, very good. Next one at the door was Westland Warrior. I told you guys he trained great with no flip-flops on the other day. I was looking for a strong mile from him. 2 minutes and 3/5 was plenty strong. Again, I was looking to drop him in the 3-hole. It kind of didn't materialize, and I could have backed him into the 4-hole. And again, no, I'm good. Thanks anyway. I just crossed him over to the front, let him do his mile. He was an 8 1/4 length winner last quarter, 29-1. Last half in 58-1, and looked exceptionally good doing it. Really, really impressed. Well, to put it even more in perspective, I'm at the quarter in 32 seconds and won a mile in 2 minutes and 3/5. Last 3 quarters in 1:28.3. He looked great. So now we got all the way into race 6. We have 4 in the books. They were great. I went with this gentleman's horse. What was his mile? 27-2 on the end of it. That was a very good mile. Skydog. Well said, Colton. Somebody had asked me to go with. Come out next, Arrowhead Hanover. I told you guys I've been drilling on him. Not too hard, but just hard enough to get his attention. I just thought he was being a bit of a scatterbrain, and he did it again today. Controlled the mile. I let him cross over. I put him in every position to be bad today. 31-1, I walked him over the half and 3. Would I be able to start him right back up? 29-1 down the backstretch. In the last turn, I put him in gear. As we come out of the last turn, if you go back and watch the video, I put him in gear, and coming out of the last turn, he still bolted to the left coming out of the turn. I'm like, come on, man. So I kicked the earplugs out, and I growled at him. He trotted hard all the way down the lane. 28-3, most of that the last 1/8 of a mile. A very, very good mile. 4 3/4 winner for Arrowhead Hanover, our international money colt. He was very good. How would I do with Rosetta? Remember, we've now just reeled off 5 wins out of 5 horses. Rosetta wanted her to do her work well, but I haven't sat behind her in a bit. I wanted to see what she was all about. It was hard to see when we're over the half in 104. She trots her last half in 57-4. What was her last 3 quarters? 31-4. 5 lengths is 33 seconds. Yeah, it's exactly 33 seconds. She trots her last 3 quarters 128-4. Last half 57-4. Last quarter 28-2. She is a 1.25 winner. 201-4. A great mile from Rosetta. She'll be heading to New Jersey now. In my conversations with Scotty, the only conflict that might come up was he said that he went with a very nice filly of Linda Toscano's 57, and she is also a Walner filly. So we're going to have to see these horses at some point anyway, but we're going to have to figure out if Tim can send the horse down or not. I'll have to talk to Tim about that. But Rosetta was very good. So again, now we're 6 for 6. Now we're coming out for the 13th. Blue Ventura, I don't really know what I'm going to do. Tim said he warmed up good. This is a horse that has always run in. Murphy Blind and line pole on the inside. We just got the flip-flops off him. He trained good at 1.5 miles. I went to float off the gate. Now they went 30-1, but I couldn't find a hole. I couldn't really back him up to 5th, and I'm thinking Hunter's going to open the hole. Hunter's going to open the hole. Hunter's going to open the hole, and he didn't. He said his horse was really grabby and he was in a bad spot. So coming to the half, I'm like, all right, that's enough. I let him pace forward, and just as I blew by the horse in the 2-hole, he put a step in, and I dropped right in behind him. Now I want to look at Lou Huber. What What is this? Sweet Lou out of Lakeisha Hall. This is a good horse because I heard Ronnie say to Chris, is this the brother to so-and-so? Maybe this is the good Lou horse, not Sweet Lou, but Lou, I forget his name. It doesn't matter. I think it's his brother. Blue Ventura is out all the way to the half. I get in the turn, so I'm out. I guess I'm just out the first turn. I'm in pretty much the most of the second turn, in the third turn, but he's paralyzed on the left line. I've never seen him like this before. He's not lame. It doesn't seem lameness to me. He's sound, but he's hooked on the left line. I get him squared away down the lane, and Chris's horse is running out a bit. Now he's running in a little bit, and I'm tapping him, and I just, come on, it didn't dawn on me that he went a mile and 56. I look at the board and I'm like, oh! Oh my, I knew we were at the half in 59. I didn't realize he won a mile in 56 and 3. So that's quite the mile from Blue Ventura. 156 and 3, 28 and 4 on the end of it. He's at the quarter in 31 seconds. His last 3 quarters is 125 and 3 today in his qualifier. That was a huge mile for him. Now his stakes don't start for a while. They will have a pop-up series in a bag.
Looks like a coat.
It might have been a coat, I'm not sure. Whatever it was on the road.
What was that?
Nothing. So 125 and 3 last 3 quarters, last half 59 and 2, last half in 57 and 1. A huge mile for this horse. But as I said to Tim, he said, well, maiden next week? And I said, no, let's just wait for the pop-up series. That was a huge mile from him. That was a lot asked and a lot delivered from Blue Ventura today. So let's reward him with just an easy week. Train him mile and a half, 235, 240 speed. Just let him go easy. Get his feet under him. Man, that was a huge mile. Now, Jim Breeze, somebody said, she was the only one that looked flat. Keep in mind, everybody. I want everybody just to stop and remember what I've been telling you. This filly had been sick, and she was 2 or 3 weeks behind everybody. You can't just make that time up, right? You just can't say, oh, well, I guess it doesn't matter. It does. That's 3 weeks of heavy lifting. Gone. She didn't get him back. So she has to wait a little bit. Not to mention, she's coming off a break, and she has stake races coming up, so I'm a little conservative with her. I'm up to quarter in 32, right? A half in 102 and 4. So she trots her last half in 58 flat, last quarter 28 and 3. Fifth, coming to the leaders. She gained 2.5 lengths from the head of the lane to the wire. 2 minutes and 4/5. Big mile from her. Get the flip-flops off, put the 9/16 on. She, rather than no Memento Mori, and those horses are on their way to Kentucky. I'm going to tell you who else is there. I was going to wait, but I just said his name. When she gets there, don't come off the gas. Today's Tuesday, Saturday she trains a mile and a half. Right? And we'll get this filly good. She was strong today, but you could tell just a couple of weeks softer than the other horses. A couple of extra turns of that screwdriver, and she'll be fine for the stake season. But very happy with what I saw from her today. And then we know Manhattan Money. That's on me. That was on me. The horse did his job very well, all things considered. Manhattan Money is a big, giant, skittish horse, and he was right close to the gate. He was behaving himself, but then the gate came back, and his nose touched it. Just touched it, just like that, and he made a break. He just startled himself, and he run. And he come back trotting. I'm at the half. They're at the half in 105. I'm at the half in 107 and go mile in 204 and 4. 28-3 on the end of it. The horse was great. He's got a flat line, as I said to him. Now him, you can put 2-year-old maiden next week. He already has a flat line, so he'll be fine, and he can race next week. That was my fault. That was not the horse's fault. Oh, he's fine. His nose just touched the starting gate. He just startled him. It just scared him. But he'll be fine. You don't have to worry about Manhattan Money. You see how he kind of weaved through traffic, got jammed up in the last turn, ducked into the passing lane. Everything we need him to do, he did perfectly, except I shouldn't have touched his nose to the gate. That's on me. So Manhattan Money was fantastic also. And then Grand Slam Deal, this is a great story here. Crossed over into the 2-hole, 102 and 1, 202, 28 and 4 on the end of it. She was awesome. Now she had a little bit of mucus in her eye, a little bit of discharge in her eye. She's had it all winter long. So we had her scoped full of mucus. It's a filly that just won in 2-2, 28 and 4 on the end of it. And the vet said, full. He didn't know how she did. He said, well, how was she? I said, she was awesome. Best mile of her life. Really? He said, yep. No blood in there? He said, nothing. Some redness, some pimples, lots of mucus. He said, I did an SAA test because they said she was shipping to Kentucky. Can't ship a horse sick, right? Can't put a horse on a truck and ship it 8 hours after qualifying when it's got sickness. SAA tests come back 1. Very low, no sickness, all allergies. She's from Kentucky. She's going back to Kentucky, so hopefully she handles that environment a little bit better. Ran lots of fluids through her, ran some DMSO through her, gave her a shot of X-Stem and a shot of Banamine also. Went all over her, and the veterinarian said that she was fine. She was fine to go. So in the trailer, Daryl's got the day off today. There's no racing at Northfield Park. So in the trailer right now is Arson on the front. He came back from the field and is headed down to Eric. And then we have Westland Warrior. That's how good Westland Warrior was today. I had every intention of just racing him in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania doesn't race for 31 days, the stake races. No, it's not going to rain. But in 13 days, he can race for $40,000 in Kentucky. In 20 days, he can race for another 40. And quite frankly, if he's as good as I believe he'll be in Kentucky now, he's got to deal with other colts that are good and Memento Mori. At some point, if they both happen to have a good run in Kentucky, they're both going to face each other in the final. I hope, anyway. But that's how good I thought Westland Warrior was today, is that he is on the trailer heading to Kentucky right now. So we have Arson, Westland Warrior, Memento Mori, Grand Slam Dio, and Gymboree. 5 horses. I know, honey. I know, the little bump there. That's right, you are smart. So those are the 5 horses heading to Kentucky right now. Obviously, the 2 that will fill up the last 2 slots in Kentucky at Oak Grove for the rest of the season are Pickpocket and Memory and Imagination. They'll be leaving after Saturday. Saturday we have the Courier Knives for Memory and Imagination, and Saturday we have the Good Times for Pickpocket. Lonely Lakewood will be coming home in the truck with Daryl, and the 2 will be heading down, I believe, with Kirby this week. So that's the plan. You couldn't ask for a better day. You could not ask for a better day. Every horse was awesome. Blue Ventura went above and beyond and did it easily. Gymboree looked great, finishing 5th, but looked great. Manhattan Money, that was not his fault. Just go back and watch. It was my fault. I touched the gate with him. No issues with him whatsoever after 100% on point, and everybody else won. A great day for us at the Meadows. I couldn't ask for anything more than that. Now, we did have a couple of horses qualifying. Watch Your Mouth qualified good in Ontario. That's all right. Watch Your Mouth in Ontario qualified good. And All Gas No Brakes made a break. Dominic said, Anthony, it's as simple as this. The shoes that we have on him, the shoes that he came with, the ones that you like on him, every time it's a deep track, he makes a break. Every time the track's hard, he races great. He said, so what do you want to do? I said, you know what? Rather than screwing around with the shoes and everything else, just put him on a truck and send him back. He'll be coming back to Northfield. I want everybody to understand also. And I told him, great bet. Draw the papers on him. If he can't win the condition claimer at Georgia, no problem. I guarantee you he can win the class that J-Port Beach Boy was in, because he's an infinitely better horse than J-Port Beach Boy. So for my partners out there saying, Anthony, what's next for Great Bet? That's what's next for Great Bet. He's going right into the class J-Port Beach Boy was in. And I want everybody to recognize what I'm saying. I know it's human nature and it's easy to say, oh, Dominic doesn't do this, or maybe he doesn't get the best out of these horses. Shh. Maybe he doesn't get the best out of these horses. You can't ask him to race a horse like Great Bet in with horses that are as good as him, because Great Bet won't beat those horses. And the reason being, he's just an okay horse with a bad attitude. He's been that way since the day we broke him. Not the end of the world. What we need to do is find a class of horses where he's the better horse in the race. He's the best horse in the race, because then he'll look like a good horse. Unfortunately, Addie Bear, unfortunately, he wasn't the best horse in the race the other night, or he wouldn't have been 9-1 coming out of a condition race into a condition claimer. But he won't be 9-1 his next start. I can guarantee you that. So that's a plan for him. And as far as All Gas No Brakes, I guess we have an infinite amount of possibilities. He's sound. First off, qualify him. I plan on taking a load of horses back to the Meadows and qualifying next week, and he'll be on the trailer. If we could get him over here for Thursday, I'd simply qualify him at Northfield, but I doubt that Doyle is coming tomorrow, and Thursday morning is just not going to cut it. So I'll talk to Doyle and see what they say, and then we'll go from there. But All Gas No Brakes will qualify. Where he races after that, it'll likely be the Meadows. Or again, there's another horse. Could he go to Minnesota? I don't know. I want to keep an eye on him for the next couple of weeks, so myself, just to make sure he's okay. We have our horses qualifying in Ontario this weekend. Chicago Hall, you're going to see him qualify. You're going to see Century Legion qualify again and My Wicked Heart qualify again. We're still a couple, maybe 3 weeks away with Gaslight Hall and Resolve Indeed. And then another maybe 2 or 3 weeks after that, Princess Dream should be ready to go. Captain Incredible will be ready to go in the middle of January. We have some horses that are going to qualify here this Thursday. A pretty exciting start to our stake season, although we haven't got any stake races yet for the 2-year-olds. I know, I'm not trying to get too excited, but it's pretty hard not to be happy when you see a day like today pop up at the Meadows. So really happy. I hope you are too. Good luck to all my partners racing tonight. We do have some horses racing tonight. Who do we got tonight, Dave? I think we got Braced for Landing. Another horse. Another contentious issue with...
We don't have Arson, do we?
No, he's in the trailer, babe. Lonely Lakewood Scratch. George of the Jungle, 848. Good luck with everybody there. And then Braced for Landing. Tomorrow we have Victory Blue Chip. This horse in the non-winners of 2 and 20-1. Non-winners of 2 and 20-1. I don't think Victory Blue Chip is going to be staying long. Purple People Eater, I stayed to drive her. 3-1 in the Buckeyes. She looks fantastic this week. And no free lunch also. Thursday, Addie, what are you doing, sweetie?
I'm packing it.
Okay. Thursday, we have Stay Close, Widespread Panic, Collector. What are his odds? He's 5-1 in the class he's in. Okay. Drebin is in. What's his odds? 7-2. Good, good, good. And Hallie in the Clouds is also in. She's 10-1 racing at Mohawk. She maybe should go to Grand River, I guess. We'll see how that plays out. Number of horses racing Friday. I don't think I'm going to go to the Meadows, so 3-Point Blue Chip's going to need a driver, as will Lovers Play. And I'll be going as we got our 4 stake horses in the Buckeyes and Scioto. The girls and I are going to be going down to Columbus.
Water park!
Oh, is there a water park down there? No, we were talking about the other place.
Here, look at that.
Oh my God.
Water park.
We're going to Columbus for stop. We're going
That's
to
what you
Columbus.
did.
We're going to Columbus for probably Wednesday night. No, Thursday morning or Thursday afternoon after the Meadows into Friday, and then Mummy will be coming back on the weekend.
Money!
So with that, I'm going to let you go. A great day for us all at the stable here. It was great to see the horses do well. It's great to watch them go. I'm going to go back and watch the videos myself. A different perspective from what I saw. But regardless of the view, it certainly was a wonderful day. Take care, everybody.